And welcome to Delaware Live Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell here with Scott Kammerer, Matt Side. Scott, the Henlopen Conference Championships are back. We missed them last year, but they're here tonight. And one of the more interesting stories as we go into these finals, as they're introducing the finalists, is Cape Henlopen, who is the dual meet Henlopen North champions, and they are the Delaware State dual meet champions. But they're in a little bit of trouble right now here in the conference championship. Caesar Rodney has put 27.5-point lead between them. Cape has 7 guys in the finals. They have to pin every match to win the conference championship.
That's right, Benny. Cape Henlopen, 1 week ago, won the D1 state title. Caesar Rodney came in second. Right now, they have 252.5 points, Benny. They're ahead of Cape Henlopen with 225 points and Smyrna with 210 points. Cape Henlopen with 7 in the finals has to come up huge. It could come down to the wire. We're seeing a lot of big matches. For those of you that know, the Cape Henlopen is a meat grinder. You're talking more than half of the number 1 wrestlers in the state of Delaware are represented here today. Number 1, Avery Copes, with a wrist injury, placed and is not in the finals. So we have a lot of superstars here today. At 120, we have a big match we're looking forward to. Trevor Copes in Milford and Gabe Giampetro. At heavyweight, you have a 1 versus 2. Lucas Rupert and TJ Burke.
So they're introducing the wrestlers right now. On the camera tonight is Missy Halloquist and Kristen Mitchell. So we'll have a 2-camera angle for you tonight. Here live from Sussex Central High School. Sorry, folks, it took us a while to get started. A lot of great wrestleback matches today, Scott, and you can talk about that a little bit that put us behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, we saw some really incredible matches, and Caesar Rodney really came up big in the wrestlebacks. And they're really not favored in too many of these finals matches in terms of seeding. But let me tell you, their kids came up big in the 3rd, 4th place matches, and they pinned. So those of you unfamiliar with the scoring, you get 2 points when you advance. You get a point for a major, a half a point for a tech, and a point, another half point for a pin. So you can get a total of 4 points per round. So Cape Henlopen, not a ton of guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place match. They got 7 in the finals. They're favored in, I think, 4 or 5 of them. So it's going to be really, really difficult for Cape Henlopen to pull this off. It just shows the parity, really,
of this conference,
in this conference. And in the semifinals of the state duel, Smyrna lost by 2 points, 33-31 to Cape Henlopen. And then here, Caesar Rodney it's theirs to lose.
Right.
It's theirs to lose.
And all this takes us into next weekend, the big money down at Cape Henlopen High School for the Delaware Individual State Championships. And this year, Scott, they're keeping score. They're not going to be a state champion. From what I understand, they're going to be a tournament champion next week awarded.
Yeah, and Caravel is definitely the favorite to win that. I mean, they would be the consensus number 1, 302 Delaware Live rankings.
Right.
They're number 1 in D2, and Cape Henlopen's number 1 in D1. In a dual meet, Caravel put it on Cape. Cape was missing a couple of their big guns, but I don't really think it would have mattered a whole lot. They put it on them. The guys that did wrestle in that duel, I think it was a 25-point win. So it's Caravel's to lose, and that's going to be a good weekend of wrestling. Fans will be there, people will be yelling, kids will be wrestling their hardest. Full house here tonight in the Cape Henlopen. At the Sussex Central Gym for the Henlopen Conference Finals. Great to see it back, Benny, after last year missing it.
Right, really. And we'll see what a difference it makes in the state championships next week, having to go through a tournament like this.
Yeah, last year there was some suspect seeding, to say the least, which, people did the best they could. And for this match,
we're going to do the national anthem, folks. We'll be right back. So here we go. We're going to start at 106 pounds tonight. You're going to see from Sussex Central, Malachi Stratton, 45-4 on the season. That's all his career record. He's got 3.9 GPA for this young man. First at Canal Classic, first at Warner Shore, and third at Ray Oliver. And for Caesar Rodney, it's Alex McAvoy, the junior, 26-4 in the season, 30-9 for his career.
And placing third today at the Henlopen Conference at 106 pounds, Isaac Soto Perez from Sussex Tech. Anthony Andrews, the 8th grade phenom from Seaford, placed 4th. Harrington of Laurel placed 5th. Warren Coates of Smyrna in his 6th place. Parker Short of Woodbridge placed 7th. And your 8th place finisher in the Henlopen Conference of Cape Henlopen, Jacob Godsell.
We're underway. These two met early in the season back in December with Stratton coming away with a pin. Stratton's been number 1 all year, McAvoy number 2 all season.
Yeah, and super impressed with Malachi Stratton's GPA. If you added up all 4 of my years together, you wouldn't get a 3.9, Benny.
Ooh, close to the edge, no takedown.
Yeah, it looks like Malachi got bumped on the head. He's been the consensus number 1 all season, wire to wire. He's been number 1 pretty much straight through. Had an incredible summer, wrestled on the national circuit. And this is a young man that we've seen coming up through the ranks, and we knew he was going to be special.
So Stratton taking injury time. Like you said, forehead to forehead on that double leg.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be okay here, and we're looking forward to getting back to the action and everyone associated with wrestling. And last year was just so up in the air, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And just to have these Henlopen conferences with the great crowd and the great wrestling, so many programs with a great history: Sussex Central, Caesar Rodney, Smyrna, Cape Henlopen, all the big guns in the state of Delaware, public schools downstate are represented here today. Laurel won the Henlopen South. They're here today. Lake Forest has 2 guys in the finals, Stats Brothers. So really good parity amongst the teams of the Henlopen Conference.
We'll keep an eye on that team score. A win by Caesar Rodney or a loss or just a decision by Cape gives the Riders a title.
Yeah, so it's the Riders to lose, Benny, and
they got a head-to-head.
They have 2 head-to-heads.
Right.
I think at 195 pounds, Alex Taylor will be wrestling Shamar Nelson and Caesar Rodney. They've met before. And at 170 pounds, Brock Connor will be wrestling Carson Cameron. They have not met. But Cape Henlopen needs all their big guns to come up big. And Caesar Rodney just needs to do what they can do to squeak by here. But,
right.
I mean, Cape Henlopen's in a tight spot against Caesar Rodney.
Not really sure they saw it coming. You know, it was the Riders just kind of crept through that wrestleback.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's those guys in the wrestlebacks that just keep scoring points for you, guys that keep getting pins, and people emotionally get upset in wrestlebacks and they have a hard time. But the Caesar Rodney coaching staff just did an incredible job. They have a lot of really experienced guys over there that have been involved in coaching for a long time, and they just kept their young kids focused and moving forward.
Takedown by Stratton.
Yeah, 2 by Malachi Stratton on the edge. He's got that leg in, the Merkel, and 10 seconds left, looking to finish off the period strong. Yeah, and I'd say Malachi Stratton really has a little bit of everything going for him. He's fast, he has good technique, he's strong, he's got good mat sense. So, I mean, he's got a lot of the positive attributes that you want to look for in a wrestler, and he comes from a long line of really successful wrestlers.
So Stratton takes a 2-0 lead in the first period. We'll head to the second period, and the coin is on green. And McAvoy will defer, and Stratton will take bottom. Like I said, Stratton got a pin in the dual meet back in December.
December's a long time ago, Ben.
Right.
In the wrestling world, a week's a long time. And I will say this about McAvoy. He's continued to get better and grind it out and has worked really hard. So. And
there's an escape by Stratton. So Stratton's brother, a 2-time Henlopen Conference champion, 2-time state champion, now wrestling at Delaware Valley. Rashad Stratton. And we go out of bounds. Minute 44 on the restart.
Yeah, McAvoy not backing down from the challenge in the bright lights here. Stratton up 3-0. Minute 30 left in the second period.
Yeah, another takedown for Stratton.
I mean, I thought Stratton was in trouble because he hung that back arm on the high crotch, and McAvoy caught it going in, but he just went to a dump and rolled right through it. I mean, this is not wrestling like a freshman, I can tell you that, Benny. He's got the cross wrist and jacking it up, pushing down on the head. I mean, he's wrestling like an experienced guy. Stratton with the bar in, captured the far wrist. McAvoy squiggles out of it, looking to belly down and base up and pick up a point here before the end of the period. 50 seconds left. Malachi Stratton, long-time hammer.
Yeah, looking for the
now
fall
he's
here.
Looking for the pin. This is where he's really tough. He's got an array of different
two
moves.
more back.
Yeah, he picks up 2 more back to go up 7-0. Sussex Central not in the team race, but Coach Miller would be more than happy with a major or a pin. Yeah, I mean, he'll be happy to take a champ and get some extra points.
And now goes to the cradle.
Now he's looking to capture the far leg. He's got the head in the side. And he's trying to get rid of that point of to bridge. He's in deep trouble now, McAvoy. Stratton just going to work on top. Time runs out. That'll make it 10-0. Push the lead to 10-0 to start the third period. McAvoy will have choice. He's still getting. Right, he's a pinner and has incredible hips, so this could be a very interesting match, Benny. Looking at the rest of the placers at 126 pounds in the Henlopen Conference. In the third place match, Dylan Bennett of Caesar Rodney over Case Dempsey of Lake Forest. Avery of Polytech over Kyrie Knight of Indian River. In the seventh place match, Patrick Sharkey of Milton over Denzel Maker of Seaford High School. So those are your top 8 place winners in the Henlopen Conference, which is a meat grinder of a tournament. And here we are at 126 pounds, 0-0 with a minute and 14 left, Benny.
Yeah, let me catch you up before we got bumped off the internet, and we hope it doesn't happen again, but we're dealing with what we got to deal with. Malachi Stratton gets it started for Sussex Central, followed by Chase Murray's pin at 113. 120 was a medical default to Gabe Giampetro of Smyrna, and now here we are on 126 pounds, and Quantez Watkins with a 2-0 lead.
And if this was a duel, Sussex Central would be ahead.
Right, yeah.
They'd be ahead pretty well. So 2-0, Watkins with the first takedown.
Right.
Draws first blood.
34 seconds to go here as he puts him to his back. I believe he, majored him during the season?
Yeah, and 12-4. And a loss here would kind of finish off Cape Henlopen's chances.
Right. Yeah, they come in, they trail Caesar Rodney by 27.5 points, and they have 28 possible points that they can gain if they could pin all 7 of their finals. Roll by, Watkins stay right with it.
The fans are blaming the sponsor for the lack of it.
Oh, yeah? Oh, leave SoDel alone.
I am always confused every time I come here. How can you have a school with no internet, with no Wi-Fi, with no internet?
They have it, but you can't get on it without permission. So we went hardwired, and the hardwire keeps kicking us out.
Which is, I'm no IT guy, but I don't even think that's possible.
But we got it up and running now. I'm not even going to try to get the scoreboard up and running.
We're gonna go as simple as possible here, so we don't get kicked off the internet again.
Maybe it's something we said.
I'll never eat at Surf Bagel again. The internet went out on the 302 Live Sports.
Watkins rises to his feet, gets his escape right down on a single right away, and gets another takedown. He goes up 8-0. Scott, he's wrestling on a mission right now.
He really is. I mean, he's someone that's gotten better and better as the season has gone on, and he started out pretty good, to be honest with you. So he's ranked number 2 behind Luke Poor. Number 3.
And then you get the kid from Archmere at 2. But he's been a steady number 2 all season. And the stall call coming from up over our back right shoulder, the fans, that is.
Who have literally no idea what they're talking about.
Right. Not in this situation. I don't see anybody saw. I just see Quantez Watkins just putting a display on. It could be from either fan set because they're sitting right next to one another. So they're right in that same corner.
They should wrestle it out to see who
There
wins.
you go. 52 seconds to go here in the second period. Watkins has built a major, and he's trying to take away any hopes of a championship for the Cape Henlopen Vikings, which makes it kind of – we talked about the parity in the Henlopen Conference.
Yeah.
You know, that a team that can get beat in 2 duels and just come out here and they're taking 14 in the top 8. 13 in the top 6.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, Benny, is Cape Henlopen beat them by a combined 50 points in 2 duels.
Right.
And here they are. So at 126, the absolute authority on Delaware high school wrestling rankings. Luke Poor, Caraval, is number 1. Brandon Carr from Archmere, 2. Quantez Watkins from Smyrna, 11th grader. Drew Pratt from Tower Hill. He's 4. Justin Wright, not his brother Josh, from Cape Henlopen. And Dylan Bennett from Caesar Rodney. Is a 10th grader. He's your 6th ranked wrestler at 126 pounds.
My apologies to Josh Wright. Initially put his brother's name down on the rankings and had to make that correction.
Well, about 2 years ago, Benny, we were talking about who we had, and I said, how about, so-and-so at 152? They said, Coach, he graduated a decade ago.
Well, we need him back.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, so is he not eligible? So,
Wright gets a lot of success out of that little front roll, but Watkins is sticking right with it tonight.
Yeah, so Wright, he's got that nasty chin whip where he plays defensive, where he chin whips over it. He's a little frustrated right now with kind of what Watkins is doing, but he's going to take neutral and look to score a big move. We'll see if Watkins is too experienced really to fall into that trap. When you're a counter wrestler, sometimes, guys that are a little more methodical give you more problems. And Watkins is methodical.
Yeah, and he's going to keep shooting.
He is going to keep shooting. But, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, which is unusual for, a high school kid and a junior.
During the year and the state duels, one of his few losses this season, Copes bumped up and beat him in the state duels. From 120 pounds.
Yeah, and we didn't get to see Copes here tonight, but one of the things about Copes is never comes out of his stance.
Right.
Copes holds his stance, holds it really well, and doesn't really doesn't. He has great mat sense. He really doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Right. 10-0 lead for Quantez Watkins.
His biggest mistake is he's in a weight class with Gabe.
There you go.
That's his major mistake.
And where do you go? If you move up, you got Luke 4.
Yeah, so you really don't have a lot of choices.
Minute 2 to go here in the third period. And Watkins just putting a display on here tonight for the Smyrna Eagles. This will be, and he's going to put him up.
Watkins can make some real noise. I mean, he's the third-ranked wrestler at 126 right now, but, you know, it's about peaking at the right time and making the right moves at the right time. So, you know, he could place higher than his third-place rank. We'll see what kind of seed he gets at the state level. It's good to see the seed, like you alluded to before. Everybody qualified last year, and they seeded them, and there really wasn't a lot of head-to-head, so it really wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do. So you had some strange seeds. Agresti and Negron in a semi, and, you know, this is where he's tough with the over-unders.
10-1 lead here for Watkins, 27 seconds to go.
Watkins just stuffed it, though, man. His hips are good.
And he's a strong young man, too.
So Watkins looking to push it a little more. He's up 10-1, but, I mean, I feel like he's, you know, 15 seconds left. He's still shooting.
Shot by Wright. 9 seconds to go here in the match. Looking to dump. Watkins stuffs the head. And looking to get one more score on the edge. And not going to happen. Your final score, Quantez Watkins of Smyrna with the major decision. His first Henlopen Conference championship.
Great job by Watkins. He wrestled to the end. An excellent tournament by Justin Wright. He first tournament final in the conferences. He's only a junior. We'll see him next year, and he's an exciting wrestler, and kudos to Watkins for shutting it all down.
Scott said they're going to award some 106-pound medals.
And that's going to take us to 132 pounds, Benny. Well, we'll see Jack Toady against Marlon. Some people call him MJ.
Some people call him Majah.
Majah. Some people call him Majah. Some people call him MJ, but he's Marlon Smith of Caesar Rodney. Your third place winner from Delmar is Dustin Elliott. Kyle Weaver, longtime 4-year starter for Laurel High School. Kyler Weaver placed fourth. Evan Broomall of Sussex Central, the host of, did a great job with the hospitality room. Not Evan Broomall, the boosters. He placed fifth. Curtis Crusane of Smyrna. Seventh place, Josh Alvarez Ramos of Cape Henlopen. He wrestled at 126 and was in the rankings and moved up to 32, and Wright went 26. And then James Askew of Indian River High School is your 8th place winner. So we're going to be looking at Jack Toady, who's one of those kids who is going for his third. Could have been going for his fourth.
Right.
But he's going to be going for his third.
COVID got us.
COVID got him good.
Let's talk about Jack Toady. He's from Milford High School. He's a senior. Career record of 128 at 13. 3-time state finalist, 2-time state champion. He is undecided on college at this point, and he plans to attend for business and to continue his wrestling career. MJ Smith, 73 and 31 career record. Second team academic All-State. Wrestling is his only sport, and at this point, he really has no post-graduation plans for junior. I'm sure Mom will be on him about that.
Hey, man, sometimes it comes together late for you.
That's right.
Some of us are late bloomers. So going through the 302 Delaware Live rankings, which are the authority in Delaware, Jack Toady from Milford's been coast-to-coast #1. Daniel Williams of DMA, who had a big overtime victory over Dylan Knight at Caravel. Dylan Knight's been in the finals the last few years. Marlon M. Smith from Caesar Rodney, the aforementioned. He's a senior. He's 4th. Jake Wagner of Smyrna, who's also in the Henlopen Conference. He's a 10th grader. He's 5th. So looking ahead to the States, Evan Broomall. He's a 6th ranked wrestler from Sussex Central. So looking ahead to the States, Benny, 4 of the top 6 guys in this weight class, the 132, are coming out of the Henlopen Conference.
Right. So here we go. MJ Smith in the blue and Jack Toady in the maroon and gold. Milford versus Caesar Rodney. Big dual meet rivalry here during the season. Quick shrug, go behind takedown for Toady. He goes up 2-0.
Yeah, and Toady's really a versatile wrestler, kind of an old school guy, does the throw-bys. I've seen him do the high crotches. He's actually really good upper body, good on top, great hips.
Missed on the shot. Reattack by Smith. They go out of bounds. 2-1 with 1:40 to go.
And Tody's one of those guys. He travels and does a national schedule, wrestles all over the place.
Shot by Smith. Nice head hands defense by Tody. Throws by takedown. 4-1. And he's going to give him the release. 4-2. Tody looking for his third conference championship.
Yeah, and Tody looked sharp early on.
Should be the top seed. Should he win this match next week at the state tournament as
Yeah, he's a two-time defending champ.
correct, as Williams, Danny Williams and Knight have split their matches this year. Knight getting the last one today at the independent tournament.
Yeah, Knight knocks off Williams in the finals of the independent at 132.
On the edge, out of bounds, 4-2, 55 seconds left to go here.
Referee Casey Sawyer says, nope. Back in the middle, folks. Great job by Sussex Central Boosters today.
Yes, they did. Big crowd here tonight, too, Scott.
Big crowd, well-run tournament.
Tody with the front head position, 35 seconds to go here in the period. Looks to block the knee, throws by, reattack by Smith. Out of bounds, no score. Smith, big cradler. You know, when he gets on top, he likes to look for that cradle with the long arms and legs.
Yeah, I've been watching Smith wrestle since
seems like forever, doesn't it?
Forever.
Yeah.
Middle school. He was a really good middle school wrestler. Very explosive. Has had a great career, really, for Caesar Rodney. It's been really solid. Won a ton of matches. Scored a ton of points for Coach Rigby.
Another shot by Tody on the edge. Reattack again. Gets the takedown.
Yeah, there's Tody with that left hand
maybe
high
not.
crotch.
And there's the 2. 6-2 as time runs out.
Yeah, Smith was still locked in the crotch, but Tody had control.
And they go back to their corner for the quick break.
Yeah, it's the mass break, which is something that held on, and to be honest, actually has helped.
I think it has. I think it's taken down the unnecessary injury time.
Yeah.
And, you know, in all the major combat sports, you have breaks between the periods.
Yeah.
Why not wrestle? Let's go wrestling.
And I really think it hasn't really taken out the benefits of someone who's in really good shape. It really doesn't take that away. I just think it takes away the unnecessary timeouts where people are faking it. But, you know, if you're doing your morning runs and working out still, you could wrestle at a high pace the whole time.
Right. Quick escape by Tody. He goes up 7-2. And on the edge, shot by Tody. Smith able to turn himself back in for the stalk call. He takes a shot. Minute 35 to go here, second period. And they go out of bounds. Tody with the 7-2 lead, minute 31 on the restart, neutral position.
Yeah, and Tody and Dylan Knight really on a collision course again
Right.
to meet in the finals again. Big match, big anticipated match. And as we look forward to the state championships next weekend at Cape Henlopen, a lot of big matches. We're going to see Josh Negron coming up.
Right.
He's a defending state champ at 182, three-time finalist in the junior.
Scott,
Justin
let me tell you
Griffith.
something. These two cats are throwing it all on the mat right now.
Absolutely.
Lots of shots. I mean, Tody dominating the match right now, but both of them, shots and reattacks. And
yeah, and I've really seen Smith develop as a wrestler, and you know, he stays with it, and you know, he's down by 5 with 50 seconds left in the second period, but he's still firing off shots, looking at stuff, looking to switch sides, switch angles. Tody's really dominating the ties. He's got that underhook, and it's really hard to do anything. You know, he's in on a low single now, looking to finish on the edge of the mat.
a little pull down, gets the 2, take down Tody. 30 seconds to go here in the second period.
Yeah, Smith puts his head down a little bit. I mean, that takedown's kind of a killer.
24 seconds to go in the second period. Jack Tody with the 9-2 lead. This is Smith's first conference final.
Yeah, and getting to the conference final in the Henlopen Conference as a wrestler here is no joke.
We saw some brutal matches today.
We saw some brutal matches. I mean, talking about some matches in the semis. The semis are the most exciting
Right.
matches any tournament.
Oh, we had the 195 with J.C. Harmon and Shamar Nelson. Was it 9-9 winning overtime?
Yeah, and that was one of those situations where I think he, the Sussex Tech wrestler thought he had to take down
Right.
at 195, and he just didn't settle it and get control.
Right.
And, it wasn't two.
Right. It was a good call. Two officials right on it. Sucked back by Tody. No points there. 5 seconds to go in the period.
Tody's sister Emily wrestled 106 all year. She's a junior.
She's around here jacked up with her elbow right now.
Here jacked up with her elbow. She says that she'll be back for soccer.
Yep.
No fear.
Scott, she is coaching my girls' hammers this year.
One of the best developments in recent years
girls wrestling.
for wrestling is girls wrestling.
Scott, while we got a break, while we were having internet trouble, let's get those tail of the tapes up for the young men that we didn't get to see. There's Malachi Stratton and Alec McAvoy. McAvoy, nice mullet. Yeah.
Some excellent mullets this year.
We may have next week have a 302 best mullet in the state.
I think we have a SoDel gift card left, right?
We could. I'm sure we'd get another one.
We could get a couple if need be. There are some good mullets. Delmar had a few.
Yeah.
Indian River was strong with the mullets.
Moffitt, the 113-pounder, has a nice curly one.
Yeah. Negron, of course.
Oh, yes. But
his mullet's been really rolling for a couple years.
Derek Davis told me too straight. The hair's too straight.
Yeah,
so. Let's get back to wrestling. 10-2 here for Jack Tody. Minute 34 to go in the third period. We're at 132 pounds. We've crowned 4 champions already, 2 from Smyrna, 2 from Sussex Central.
Yeah, minute 24 here left in the third period. Tody up 10-2. He's got a major decision. If Smyrna's looking for an extra half point, he's got it for him.
And let's see our crowd rising to their feet, chanting MJ. And Tody in on another shot.
Tody's just too solid in all 3 positions, really.
And gets the takedown. Goes up 12-2.
I mean, he's just tough to score on, too.
Right.
I mean, he's tough to get out of position, tough to score on. I mean, that match could be one of the main ones.
Right.
I think they'll end with 82 probably, but.
Or one of the 2 4-time go-to guys going for 4. And Jan Petro and Alex Poor. 82, you got 2 defending state champs. Should be going at it. Griffith and Negron.
Yeah, there's a lot of possible storylines. One good thing about wrestling, never-ending storylines. One of the big storylines here, number 1 ranked Avery Copes in the state, wrestling with a cast on his arm.
Right.
He pinned in the wrestle packs with a cast on his arm. Really lost a close match in the semis, otherwise he would have been in the finals.
Right. Takedown again for Tody, up 14-3.
That's trouble. Tody tight, looking to finish it off with a bang.
And there it is. Tody gets the pin. He's now a 3-time Henlopen Tournament Conference champion.
Tody trying to send a message for next weekend that he's coming to wrestle. Looking for his 3rd state title after picking up his 3rd Henlopen Conference title. 4th with an asterisk.
Yeah, it's a shame that these kids don't get to be amongst the guys that have done it, had a chance to do it. So we're going to move to 138. They're going to handle some awards. We got Aaron Briscoe, 28-4. He was the number 1 seed up against Cameron Cataldi for Cesar Rodney. 23-7. Cataldi, he's a 3-sport athlete, Scott. He's 62-24 in his career, cross country and baseball. Briscoe is an honor roll student. Post-graduation, wants to go to the military.
Good to hear. And Looking at the 302 rankings, Daniel Sinclair or William Penn, tough kid. He bumped up to 145 and beat the number 1 Mikey Frederick in a dual meet. He's a junior. He was in the finals last year. Lost to Trent Grant. Michael Kling at Caravel. He's a senior. He's ranked 2nd. Aaron Briscoe, who's here tonight, he's a senior. He's number 3. Cal Moyer, Lake Forest, who placed 3rd in the Henlopen Conference. He's ranked 4th. Cameron Cataldi, who is wrestling in the finals. He's an 11th grader, ranked 5th. And Gunnar Rabbit, he's a senior that's ranked 6th. So those are your top 6 in the rankings heading into the state tournament. If Cameron Cataldi could knock off Aaron Briscoe, he'd probably jump ahead in the seedings for the state tournament next weekend.
So, Scott, tonight we have 2 big matchups, 2 feature matches. This one's going to be the Surf Bagel.
Oh.
Match of the night, Surf Bagel.
No trivia question?
I did not have time. I had so much stuff going on this week. Could not come up with a trivia question. So we're going to go with a Surf Bagel match of the night. Not to be outdone by the Iannone sandwich match of the night.
Tell you could spend the day eating through the state of Delaware on the sponsors of the 302.
That's right.
Delaware Live Sports. You might regret it the day after, but.
Right. Surf Bay, still 2 locations, correct?
Yeah, 2 locations, and we're looking at 3 or 4 more. I just think if you're going to build a bagel empire, you might as well build a bagel empire.
Big, right.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have more than 2 to build an empire.
So here we go, 138 pounds underway. Cameron Cataldi from Cesar Rodney in the blue, white, and gold, and Aaron Briscoe in the blue, burgundy, and gold for Milford. And getting back to the team race, Scott, interestingly enough, Cesar Rodney could end up with no champs, individual champs. They run that possibility tonight.
Yeah, and that would be really kind of a great, amazing accomplishment for the team. Minnesota famously knocked off Iowa with, I think they had 10 third-place guys with no champions. Total team effort. A lot of those guys were number 1 seeds that got knocked off in the semis or the quarters and came back and won it. I'm talking about Minnesota now.
Right.
But, yeah, just great job on the coaching staff keeping the kids focused and keeping moving forward.
No score here, 1:15 to go. 1 meeting between these 2. Briscoe won back at the Milford Invitational in December. That dropped Cataldi from the rankings and just did get back in this week heading into this tournament.
Yeah, and Briscoe, this is what he does good here. He keeps good position. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He does not give up a lot of points.
And
if Briscoe gets a lead, he's tough to score points on late in the match.
Right.
He also has great hips and great defense. I've seen guys in really deep on him not be able to finish. And that's probably the most frustrating thing about wrestling Briscoe is you think you have 2, and then all of a sudden there's no points.
Right. On the edge, Cataldi needs to turn himself in or get a supply. And there's the stall call, the stall warning.
Yeah, Cataldi reminds me a little bit of Wisniewski, his style, too, where he's looking for that 2-on-1.
Sweep single by Cataldi. He needs to shelf that leg.
Briscoe's got that whizzer in, or is it the wizard?
Yeah, some call it a shin whizzer. I've heard different names for it, but it's a whizzer. The wizard has a, hat, a funny hat. Takedown by Cameron Cataldi. He goes up 2-0. And out of bounds.
Just a great series of chain wrestling and put it together for Cataldi with a limp arm out.
26 seconds to go here in the period. And he's going to give him the release, 2-1, as time winds down here in the first.
Yeah, Briscoe does not want to be behind chasing.
Well, Cataldi, he went with a couple high crotch attempts and then hit him with that sweep single on the opposite side.
Yeah, that's like jab, jab, left hook.
Right. Shot again by Cataldi, looking to dump.
That's where those hips are just so good. I mean, he's dumped halfway on his back and somehow finds a way to battle through it.
End of the first period, a 2-1 lead for Cameron Cataldi.
Surf Bagel match.
That's right. Cataldi, he's had a tough go. As a freshman, missed weight at the Henlopen Conference Championships. He was the number 2 seed. And then last year took a tough overtime loss and did what we call the semi-slide. Just couldn't mentally recover from it. And here he finds himself in his first conference championship match.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the first one to do the semi-slide.
No, a lot of people have done it,
Yeah, in New Jersey, a guy famously was 30-0, lost in the semis, and then lost for 5th and 6th. So we had 3 losses in like 40 minutes.
So Cataldi's going to put him on his feet for the free release. 2-2. As we start the second period.
Wow, great shot. Cataldi's wrestling great.
I guess a takedown. Well, not going to. No. Paul Hurt says it's not.
I just love that high crouch to the left side, and he switches and tries to finish on the other side and cuts the corner. I mean, that's some good wrestling right there.
All tied up at 2 here in the second period, 138 pounds.
See, this is what Briscoe does. I mean, I feel like he
dump. Briscoe got hit by warning.
Yeah, that's the worst when you get hit by stalling and then you get taken down. That changes the momentum of a match. Now Cataldi's up 4-2 with 1:30 left in the second period, and he's got a stall call on Briscoe.
And gives him the release. 4-3 is the lead. This is something Cataldi did not do in the first matchup.
He's pushing the pace and really taking it to Briscoe. But, you know, it's a 1 takedown match. So
another sweep single.
Wow, Cataldi's just wrestling great. Limp arm again. Tries to sweep the leg. He's got his 2 feet in. Now, if the knees hit out of bounds, he's out, right?
You're right. That's why he's keeping good job keeping him up.
He's got to pull him back in and try and reestablish here. They're going to blow the whistle on this.
Oh, goes to cradle, out of bounds. Well, if you want to keep somebody off your legs, you pepper them with shots.
Yeah. So if he locks up that cradle and his feet are in, that's 2. But they're talking about it. I don't think he had it.
A little change on the clock. They're going to add 5 seconds. Cataldi will have choice in the third period.
So it's 4-3 Cataldi over Briscoe with a lead. 42 left in the second period. It's been an interesting match. Not how I thought it was going to go.
Shrug attempt by. Reshrug, go behind. Takedown. Yes, takedown for Briscoe. He goes up 5-4.
Yeah, with 25 seconds left. Chris.
$14 seconds to go here in the second period.
Yeah, and this is where Briscoe really manages matches really well. If he has a 1 or a 2-point lead, he can grind it out. He just slows everything down with his good hips. And
folks, your Henlopen Conference Championship brought to you by SoDel Concepts. Well, we had 12 chef-driven restaurants along the culinary coast now, Scott?
18.
But oh, goodness.
But for the record, we're not in charge of internet service at Sussex Central High School. Yeah, so we have 20 locations.
But some of them are copycat restaurants.
Like
2 Blue Coast.
Yeah, I think we have 2 Blue Coast, 3 Mats, 2 Surf Bagels, 2 breweries, pizza place.
And I love the pizza place. Best mozzarella sticks around, I'm telling you.
That's it.
The best.
Yeah, I didn't even realize you could really make homemade mozzarella and then make homemade mozzarella sticks and that they would be that much better than everything I've had my entire life. I felt like I was being lied to my whole life after I ate those.
Cataldi rises to his feet, gets the quick escape. We're tied up 5-5 here.
So many of these matches just come down to the third period and a takedown wins it.
Shot by Briscoe. Head hands defense, stuffs it by Cataldi. Shot by Cataldi. He's in deep, but Briscoe gets the double underhooks, walks him to the edge.
I mean, Cataldi is wrestling great. Milford's in danger of this match getting flipped on him.
Right.
And wow, good throw by.
5-5, minute 25 to go here in the third period. We're at 138 pounds.
And we're waiting for the official word, but we think unofficially that Cesar Rodney has wrapped up the.
Right. And both Milford and Sarah are looking for their first individual champion here.
And it is possible for Sierra to win a team title.
Without a champ, Another dump attempt by Cataldi. Easter just letting it all hang out.
Milford must practice those throws.
They do.
They got a lot of guys that could throw.
Like 15, 20 minutes a day. Minute 2.
Trent Grant could throw.
Right.
State champion from last year for
The Bucks.
Coach Don Parsley and the Bucks.
Shot by Cataldi, stuffed by, then back to that double underhook.
Briscoe's good hanging in that double underhook, but not getting hit for stalling, even though he's got one warning. We'll see if that comes down.
I think they each been hit.
Yeah.
35 seconds to go. Quick shot attempt by Cataldi. This time he's going to try to dump again.
Yeah, it's 5-5 with 28 seconds left. Cataldi's still pushing the pace. Briscoe back in that double underhook, stuffed ahead. Oh, wow.
Robot gets the takedown.
That makes it 7-5 with 15 seconds left. Briscoe just hangs around.
Scott, we've seen this before.
Man.
6 seconds left in the match. Except this one, 2-point lead.
Yeah, that's what happened to Wisniewski wrestling poor.
And Aaron Briscoe is going to get the shot title for Milford with a 7-5 decision.
Yeah, Briscoe with his first conference title and the senior for Milford Bucks.
That was your
Cameron Cataldi.
Surf Bagel match of the night.
Now there's a kid that'll use a Surf Bagel gift card.
There you go.
Oh wait, we can't give it to him.
That's right. Can't give it for their athletic prowess.
That's right.
But a mullet is not athletic prowess.
That's true. That's a good point, Benny.
So we're going to move to 145 pounds, and we're going to see our first Cape Henlopen wrestler. Second. This is senior Mikey Frederick, 31-5. He's a 3-time academic All-State member, plays lacrosse. He's committed to Mercer University to play lacrosse next year. He's 102-42 career. And he's up against Abdullah Ahmad Stotts from Lake Forest, 80-27. He's a senior. 4.0 GPA, the 2022 DIAA Academic Award, Howdy Duncan, and Battle at the Beach champion. And he wants to go to college for engineering.
Good for him, man. These kids are so impressive with their academics. Cody Waskey of Caesar Rodney, he's your 3rd place winner. Trent Kemp of Del Mar Junior Senior High School, he's your 4th place winner at 145 pounds in the Henlopen Conference Tournament. 5th place, Xavier Limehouse of Laurel. Angel Mora Salas of Indian River, he's your 6th place winner. Your 7th place winner is Hunter Dorham of Milford. And your 8th place is Coleman Willie of Seaford High School. Those are your top 8 in the Henlopen Conference.
These are all over the map. I think if I remember the first match of the season, these two battled, and then Frederick eventually wore him down and got the pin. If I'm not mistaken, Scott.
Yeah, and it was Ahmad Stotts hung around, and then Mikey Frederick finished it off. So the rankings at 145, Mikey Frederick's your number 1 ranked guy. Carson Kiss from Salesianum, he's a senior, he's 2. Abdul Ahmad Stotts, who we're seeing here today, he's a 12th grader, he's 3rd in the Delaware Live rankings. Trent Kemp of Del Mar, 4th. Cody Waskey, 5th. And Xavier Limehouse. So a Henlopen Conference heavy top 6.
Right.
5 of the top 6.
Fireman's carry by Frederick, gets the takedown, goes up 2-0.
Yeah, and wrestling news from around the country. Anthony Caruso qualified for the NAIA tournament today at 141 pounds. So former Henlopen Conference champion. I think he's a 1-time Henlopen Conference champion. And so congratulations to him on qualifying. Here we are, 2-0. 3 seconds left.
And time runs out. Mikey Frederick takes the 2-0 lead to get the match started.
Cape Henlopen with 5 more after this, including probably what will be the match of the night, we think, at heavyweight.
285, yeah.
At 285. We're number 1 and number 2. Number 1, Lucas Rupert against number 2, TJ Burke, who we really haven't seen a lot. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen him at all.
30-0.
And then he's 30-0, which is probably, I mean, how many undefeated guys are there in Delaware right now? Even a lot of the top guys have 4 or 5 losses from wrestling in the Beast and Iron Man and out of state.
They went up to a dual meet tournament in Pennsylvania up around District 3. And where he beat the top-ranked guy in District 3 in PA. So, he didn't do the beast because he was coming off football.
Yeah, and we saw him in the semis, and he looked good.
Right.
I mean, he looked quick.
A lot
he looked
bigger
good,
than last year.
A lot bigger.
And Frederick works and gets the escape and leads 3-0.
Yeah, Mikey Frederick started wrestling in the 8th grade, full-time, year-round. Wow. Stats really has improved his defense from the last time he wrestled.
Yeah, Stats is more of a grinder. He likes to grind matches out, keep them close.
Lake Forest with 2 guys in the finals, brothers.
Yes, we'll be seeing his brother Nordine next. We may have some blood time. At the end of the night, we'll pick a SoDel Outstanding Wrestler.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a while, haven't we, Benny?
Start of the year, they did it in Dover. The first time you
do you remember Clavier and Wiest?
Yes.
And
there's a little confusion. What go after him meant.
Yeah, because Clavier takes him down.
A couple times.
Wiest great on the upper body. Coaches yell, "Go after him," meaning take him down some more. Clavier walked into a under.
Over. Yeah.
And we both said, "Oh my God!" while he was in the air. That was a great match. That was the year that Anthony Fisher knocked off Arcangelo in the conference finals.
Right. Arcangelo returned the favor in the state tournament. Stall call on Stats as Frederick goes for a takedown.
Anthony Fisher was our first SoDel Concepts wrestler.
He was.
Yeah. We gave him the award, and he said, "Who are you?"
Right.
I said, "We're the guys giving you the awards."
Takedown. Frederick goes up 5-0. He went out west, wrestled some JUCO and I think some NAIA, and he's back in the Dover area. And time runs out in the second period, 5-0 lead for Frederick. It's interesting in a small state like Delaware that, we haven't get to see number 1 and number 2 in this weight class meet. Hopefully we'll next week, bar an upset. But kind of very similar styles with, I'd say if there was any advantage in the match, Frederick might be a little quicker, but Kiss with the long, lanky range.
And they're both super aggressive.
Right. Yeah, very similar styles.
Yeah, and Cesar Rodney knocked off Salesianum in the semifinals of the D1, so we didn't see that matchup. We saw some good matchups, but that's just not one of them we saw. This is where Frederick's tough here with this. Stott stuffs it, though.
Right. Gets down to a single leg. Brings it mid-level.
Cuts it.
And gets the takedown. He goes up 7-0 with 1:30 to go.
Looks like he's going to cut him. Make it 7-1 with 1:24 left. I will say Stats closed the gap a lot here.
Right.
I mean, it was a blowout the first time they wrestled, and that was a home meet duel early in the season.
Another takedown by Frederick.
I tell you what, Frederick's just in incredible shape. Sometimes, you could score all your points. Thomas Gilman did that a lot. He, be a 2-1 match and score 10 points in the last 45 seconds. That makes it 9-2.
And we go out of bounds.
44
Sometimes you got to be a little careful taking that quick attack off that. You might find an underhook in here.
I mean, that's the last thing you want, up to 7 points in the conference finals. I mean, besides the fact of winning the conference title, a lot of the seeding relies on it. In the old days, it was Henlopen won, Blue Hen won, Independent won, and then you start seeding. It was a set, right? So now it's a little different.
Takedown by Frederick. And gets the major decision.
So that'll give you another point.
Bonus point, yeah.
If it holds next 10 seconds. It's not going to matter because Cesar Rodney pushed out to.
Right. Hey, I tell you what, those last 3 consolation rounds. Congratulations to Mikey Frederick, your Henlopen Conference champion, his first title.
Yeah, big 11-2 victory for the #1 ranked Mikey Frederick at Cape Henlopen to go along with his high GPA.
There you go.
Excellent.
So we're going to move to 160 pounds while they hand out some awards. Correction, 152. 152 pounds. And we're going to have the brother, Nurdine Ahmad Stas, 25-7 on the season. He's just a sophomore, Scott, 31-11 in his career. He is a DIAA soccer scholar athlete. Obviously plays soccer for the Spartans. And Garrett Hudson, 5-1 on the season. He's a junior, and Scott also a lacrosse player for the Smyrna Eagles.
Yeah, and I'm super impressed by the Stats family athleticism so far. Really, really great. And the third place match, Avery Copes, he's a senior over Caden Cope, Copes over Cope, in the fall in 4:45. Jackson Kopp of Cesar Rodney over Sean Martinez of Seaford. He was 27-7 by fall in 3:57. Terrence Felipe from Woodbridge High School, 18-6. He's a junior over Aiden Bella Laurel, who's 15-18 in the fall in 2:55. That's your top 8 place winners in the Henlopen Conference.
You know, and the Stats have an older brother, Eby. He's here today. I talked to him earlier. Was a place winner for the Spartans a couple years ago, pre-COVID.
So looking at the rankings at 152 pounds, Avery Copes, who we talked about, is #1. We'll see how he can bounce back for the tournament. John Antonio of Caravel, who got knocked off by Luke Spoor earlier in the day in the Independent Conference Championship. Caden Cope, who Avery Copes pinned in the third place match. Nurdine Ahmad Stotts, who's 4, who's wrestling over his seed. Luke Spoor from DMA, freshman with really good lineage in Delaware. And Jacob Eba from Middletown. He's a freshman. He's new to the rankings.
That's right. Yeah, just came in last week. Scott, going back to Avery Copes, we talked earlier break. He's wrestling on a broken arm, broke it several weeks ago. He's going in the Air Force after graduation. I told you earlier, the guy's a warrior. You know, he finished his tournament in wrestlebacks with a broken arm. That's the guy I want fighting for my country.
Yeah, and you know a kid's tough when he shows up with a broken arm.
Right.
You know,
right.
And wrestles the whole thing.
Underway at 152 pounds.
So Garrett Hudson missed a big part of the season, and he's come on strong here at the end. Had some good matches in the.
He had the close semi win the knockoff Copes.
Real close match. I mean, we watched it mat side and back and forth. Copes had some issues where he couldn't put a whizzer in on the edge of the mat, got taken down. Hudson had a great state dual run, looked real good.
25 degrees when I came here today, Scott. You know, we come out of COVID, and now we're getting the spring mixed weather, and now I'm dealing with sinuses.
Man, you're not allowed to get sinuses or a cold.
Oh.
You're gonna.
Yeah, they don't have them anymore, do they?
That doesn't even exist, buddy. Stats likes to push the pace.
Right. I mean, when these 3 young men came to my club back in elementary school, and they would come in, tie their shoes, and just go at it, and that's how they wrestle, you know, here in high school.
Yeah, former Hammers, right?
Yeah. They spent their elementary years there, and then went on to Chipman Middle School.
Lake Forest had some really good wrestlers over the years, and you know, I think the Henlopen South.
Chris Thompson.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about him today.
Right.
That.
He's working at the. I saw him. He works at the Texas Roadhouse in paying his way through college.
That tells you how old I'm starting to think I am.
Right.
I was wondering what he was seated this weekend.
Yeah, told me that he's looking to get into real estate.
Hey, it's a hot market.
That's
kid.
right.
It's a hot market. Buy low, sell high. Hey, the prices at the beach keep going up.
No score here with 15 seconds to go in the first period.
What was he doing at the Roadhouse?
Works there.
No, serving or cooking or.
How he's serving?
Huh.
He was actually my server.
I'll have to give him a call. See
there you go.
What he's doing.
Ready? Tell him your bills are higher.
Do a little recruiting.
All right. And
he was always the most polite kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He got one win over Hugo Harp, who beat him in the state finals. But he got one win over in the semis, I think, right here.
Yeah, that was an incredible match.
Another night where we had an internet issue. We got the little blip in the middle of the night.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Hugo Hart, man, he shot that double. It was like a freight train double. It was like Carlton Hasselbeck freight train double. It worked on everybody.
Well, and he could bring it from the other side of the mat. You knew it was coming.
There's no way to stop
it. You couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
3-time state champ, once for the Dover Senators, twice for the Smyrna Eagles.
Good to see him running around with a flag, remember?
Yeah, smiling.
Yeah, he was a good representation.
He his junior year, he before the semifinals, while they were waiting for weigh-ins, started a breakdance contest here in the middle of the mat at Sussex Central. And he did a pretty good robot, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Also was an all-state football player for Smyrna.
Yeah, I remember he didn't play at all, and then he walked on. I saw him on tape. I was like, man. Yeah. I mean, he really didn't even know the basics of how to play.
Right. Picked it up real quick.
And they had him standing up.
Must be a full figure
full
four.
Nelson.
No, figure four, I think.
Figure four. Yeah, so that makes it 1-0 with 1:24 left in the second period. At 152 pounds, Garrett Hudson's on top from Smyrna. Nardine Ahmad Stotts is on bottom. He's up 1-0. So that's a touchy area there. If the legs are in and you stand up,
right,
it's stalling on bottom. If you put the leg in after the guy stands up, it's stalling on top. If they do it simultaneously.
Pulls him into his lap, but this time Stats seems to be able to get the leg free. Wants to turn into him.
Yeah, he's got to get under that and swim it.
Minute to go here in the second period. We have 1 point for check that, make that a reversal on 2. He goes up 3-0.
Big points, edge of the mat.
I think Chris Thompson was the last conference champ for Lake Forest. Lake Forest in the Penn State-esque uniforms. Big mat return by Stotts.
I mean, that tight waist is tight. You know it's tight when the arms flail.
Right.
Takes the breath out of you.
34 seconds to go here in the second period. Stats looking to turn.
I mean, this is a final I just didn't see coming. Neither one of these.
No, Hudson got the upset.
Yeah. I mean, Stats really has improved dramatically over the season. Only a sophomore. We're expecting big things from him.
Yeah. He took in the shutout loss to Cape Henlopen. Of course, he ran into Bender that night, who's now another. Hey, there's a kid that it should be the honorary number one ranked kid. Is same thing, elbow injury, had to have surgery, ended his season.
Yeah.
Defending state champ, but the decision was, do I try to finish this season and lose next? Do I get the surgery and try to save next year?
Yeah, and they tell you one, not two, and his tight waist armbar combination was just deadly, and I often wonder if Coast wrestled with one arm, maybe Bender could have wrestled with one arm.
Right. Although Bender's I saw him at the state duels and it was all bent from the cast.
Yeah.
Says he feels good.
I mean, he has the same injury as Emily Toady.
Right.
She looked mad to be hurt.
Yeah. I tell you, she does a really good job with my girls, with our female hammers. We have about 7 or 8 girls, and she stays after practice and works with them, and then goes to tournaments and coaches them. And I told her, I don't know what your plans are for college, but education should be part of it because you're a natural teacher.
Yeah, more and more girls programs in college wrestling now. Iowa with a girls program, Lock Haven.
Right.
Michigan going to have a girls program. I think a lot of D1 programs see it as a way to protect themselves from the Title IX and give opportunity at the same time.
Head coach at Lock Haven,
Ron Perry.
Yeah, who came down to the clinic for us one time at Milford.
Yeah, he came. Remember, he did back-to-back.
Yeah.
He did Milford and Cape Henlopen.
While the other coaches went golfing, I do believe. And then they went and hit the golf course.
Yeah, Chance Marsteller was there.
Right. He didn't come to our second day. Yeah. Ronnie Perry, a national finalist for Lock Haven.
Yeah, I made it a weekend for the Lock Haven guys. They played at Baywood.
Scott Moore, head coach there.
Yeah, Scott Moore doing a good job.
3-0 lead for Stats. And that's another thing with these two Stats brothers. They don't play the cut and release game. They just ride and grind.
I mean, you like to see that because that's one less takedown you got to get, you know. Big mat return. I mean, he's just clinging to him. He's up 3-0 with 1:30 left in the third period.
And he's active. He's not
really
strong.
Is. I mean, he's wrestled a great match. I mean, Hudson's looking for a big opportunity to score some points here, but Stats really just isn't giving him anything.
Minute 21 to go. 3-0 lead for Nurdine Ahmad Stats.
Hudson's still down, and Stats has been riding him strong, doing enough not to get called for stalling. Hasn't been able to turn him, but
he may want to consider a college career with the way he rides.
Yeah, college is big part of it's the riding game. The first period's 3 minutes, the second period's 2 and 2, and you get a point for riding. So there's a lot of opportunity to ride guys out. Caution on Garrett Hudson. False start.
Minute 9 to go in the third period.
Hudson looking for his first move here to get up, get out. Try and tie it with a takedown. Stats is having none of it. He's putting a ride on him, man.
Back down, 53 seconds to go.
I would have cut him.
All right.
So coming up at 160 pounds, we're going to see C.J. Fritchman and Tim O'Hara.
Sure, Fritchman looking to get through this and hope for another shot at three-time state champ Alex Poor. I talked to Alex after the state duels and asked him, going for 4, any pressure? He just smiled and said no.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, to win 4 state titles, you got to be able to handle pressure.
Right. Hey, and he said it with a smile.
So Stats still putting the ride on. He's hanging on that ankle. Could get banged here.
There's your stall
There's
call.
his first stall call with 27 seconds left. He's up.
Second.
Second.
Yeah, it's awarded point 3-1.
Oh, that'll make it 3-1 with 27 seconds left. So an escape takedown would be. So Hudson needs to get out and get up and face him. He's been up a few times, but Stats just keeps bringing them back down.
22 seconds to go. Yeah, another thing about these Stats brothers, you don't see them around the gym. They go find a spot and,
Yeah, they're unassuming guys.
Yeah. Well, one of them is about to become a Henlopen Conference champion here in 15 seconds if he can ride this out.
One for Hudson. Make it 3-2. He's got to be careful. He already got 2 stall calls.
And there's your champion.
Wow.
Nurdine Ahmad Stats from Lake Forest, just a sophomore at a middleweight.
Big accomplishment for him. I mean, he really put together a great tournament that he could be really proud of. Just, to me, a quiet, unassuming guy that made it happen. Big match for Lake Forest.
First conference champ since Chris Thompson at 220 pounds.
And they had 2 in tonight and came up with 1.
So here we go, coming up 160 pounds. We have C.J. Fritchman, 27-5, the 1 seed, and Tim O'Hara, 24-2, the 2 seed, both seniors.
So in the third place match, Cole Dempsey of Lake Forest over DJ Baker of Cesar Rodney. Brandon West is your 5th place winner from Smyrna. Wyatt Simmons from Polytech is 6th. Joe Gappa of Sussex Tech is 7th. And your 8th place winner in the Henlopen Conference 2022 tournament, Zachary Holmes of Seaford.
Seaford getting some guys on the board, on the podium. Underway at 160 pounds.
I'm not sure.
O'Hara looking to become the second Milford Buck to win a title here tonight. Same for Fritchman. O'Hara 110-24 on his career for Milford. Oh, deep shot by Fritchman. And O'Hara looking to funk through. And they had a fairly decent duel there, didn't they, Scott?
I think Fritchman had him by, I think he majored him.
Yeah.
But O'Hara kept it close, and then Fritchman scored a bunch of points late on. So so at 160, we were talking about the state rankings. You want to go through? No. So Alex Poor is your number 1 ranked wrestler, wire to wire so far. He's a senior going for his 4th title. CJ Fritchman's number 2 from Cape Henlopen. Drew Simpson, who dropped from 170 to 160 from DMA. He's a junior. Tim O'Hara, who's in the finals here tonight. He's a senior. He's ranked 4th in the state for Delaware Live. Cole Dempsey of Lake Forest, who's also in the Henlopen Conference, and Wyatt Simmons of Polytech is ranked 6th going into the state tournament. Good shot
by O'Hara. Gets deep. Good, looking to go behind. Just got to shuff that leg and work to the far side.
Yeah, and I feel like O'Hara has closed the gap a little bit here. It's a little bit closer than their last 2 matches.
CJ Fritchman, 70-18. He's just a junior in his career. 2-time DWA Academic All-State. He's a 3-sport athlete. Played football and lacrosse for the Vikings.
Yeah, and CJ Fritchman, a really good face-off guy.
Right. I think that is a spot designed for wrestlers.
Yeah, absolutely. Fritchman with the
gotta
scramble.
Watch, gotta watch Peterson.
Great scramble. No 2. They called 2?
They did get the first 2, but they didn't reward the reversal.
So Fritchman's 2-0 over Tim O'Hara. Start third
that was
period,
close to
period.
the situation we saw in the semis at 195.
I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe threw it up a little early, maybe not.
So Fritchman had choice. He deferred. O'Hara takes bottom. Start of the second period. Fritchman looks like he's thinking about cutting him. He's going to go optional star. Is he going to ride him?
You know who was good at Peterson's from any spot was Gerard Garnett, All-American from Virginia Tech. He could hit him from you going behind, from bottom, everywhere.
Yeah, from Caravel. He was tough with it.
Right. O'Hara catches the leg coming in.
Yeah, Fritchman got that leg caught going in. He's looking to survive here and give up 1, not 2.
Right, and there it is, 2-1 lead for CJ Fritchman. Folks, you're watching Delaware Live Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell with Scott Kammerer. This camera action by Kristen Mitchell and Missy Holoquist.
Missy Holoquist watching wrestling all day today.
Yes, she has, watching her boys, Trevor and Avery Copes.
Fritchman in on a double.
And a crotch lock by O'Hara.
1:03 left. Fritchman up 2-1. Second period. They're going to call a stalemate. Stalemate or stalemate?
I guess stale. I think there's an A in there. Minute to go here. 2-1 lead for CJ Fritchman.
Fritchman, a state finalist last year. O'Hara, I think, 3rd.
Right.
Placed 3rd at 138. And then last year, 152.
Right. Takedown for Fritchman. He goes up 4-1. Approaching 30 seconds to go here in the second period. Again, almost a full house here, Scott.
I mean, really good to see. I mean, COVID really put a damper on high school fan attendance because of the mask, because of the whole thing, and, you know, for obvious reasons, and didn't even have it last year, so came back strong. Long history of really great fan support in the
And
Henlopen
Harry will
Conference.
scoot away, and he trails 4-2.
8 seconds left in the Second period, Fritchman will have choice.
And that's how we end the second period. 4-2 lead for C.J. Fritchman. Coming up at 170, Carson Kammerer and Brock Connor. And yes, Kammerer is the son of my color commentator, Scott.
That's right, the youngest son of Surf Bagel entrepreneur.
There you go.
The heir to the Bagel Kingdom.
That's it, the Bagel King.
Not according to him. Oh, Fritchman.
From bottom.
Where's he going? Uh-oh, looking to shake him off.
Yeah, got potential dangerous here.
Yeah, a little dangerous. Oh, uh-oh, he's putting him down hard. He's putting him down light but hard. Backs. Oh, 1 count. 2 reversal, 1 and 1 it looks like. No backs. Man, he gently put him down.
He did. 6-2 lead.
I was wondering where he was going with that.
All right, for Fritchman.
Fritchman is strong.
It looks like he enters the school through the weight room.
Man, when you go from bottom to standing with a guy that weighs the same as you on your shoulders, you're a strong dude. Fritchman looking to win his first Henlopen Conference title after being a state finalist last year. O'Hara 2 third-place finishes.
A little Granby roll. Watching Peterson off
Yeah,
this.
his Granby and Petersons are tough.
And Fritchman wise to it, able to get back on top with a minute to go in the match.
That's tight.
That's a deep half.
This is kind of what happened in their first match. O'Hara kind of hung around, and Fritchman turned him late.
And we get a potentially dangerous.
So 46 seconds left. Fritchman out 6-2. Looking to finish off and bring a second Henlopen Conference title of the night to Cape Henlopen.
Yes, O'Hara has one more attempt, and he's gonna get the boot in and put this match to rest. Maybe not.
Wow. 2, not 5.
Right.
Fritchman.
Know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
That's got to be 2.
I would think. There's a.
That'll make it
6-4.
6-4. That'll make it 6-4 with 10 seconds left. O'Hara
looking to pull his.
Looking to banana split him. Oh. Uh-oh. That's tight.
And not able to get him over, but he has to be thinking a hard week of practice this week. They're probably going to meet in the semifinals.
You'll see that match again, Benny. So here we are moving on to 170 pounds.
We have Carson Kammerer and Brock Connor. Brock Connor, just an up and down season this year. Only 9-4, came out injured from football, high ankle sprain. And I think they were probably lucky just to get him back, much less get him back and into the finals. Came down from 170 late in the season, big move for the duels, and got him in the finals. Carson Kammerer, 26-5, 88-46. He's also a lacrosse player, headed to Roanoke College. Says he plans to wrestle D3, new D3 program down there. And Brock Connor, he's a senior, honor roll student, first team All-State fullback, and he's no commitment yet on college. So just happy not to have to attend high school anymore.
Tell me about it.
Right.
Ivan Neal, he's your third place winner of Sussex Central. He took out Jet Furbush of Laurel High School in the ultimate tiebreaker 3-2. In the fifth place match, Derek Davis of Smyrna. He's a senior over Joe Kane in a tough 2-1 match we got to watch. Joe Kane of Sussex Tech. Sean Farrell of Lake Forest, he's a sophomore. He took out Sean Jones in the 7th, 8th place match, who's a freshman, 8-2. And those are your top 8 place winners that'll hopefully the majority of them moving on to the state championships next weekend. In the state rankings, Nick Hall from Caravel, who placed at the Beast, is your number 1. Carson Kammer is number 2. He's a senior class president. Anthony Lucian of Tower Hill got knocked off by Nick Hall in the independent final. Brock Connor from the Henlopen Conference. Caesar Rodney's senior. Timothy Edinger of Hodgkin, he's the Blue Hen champ. And Stephen Novak of DMA, who placed 3rd in the independent. He's a senior. So that's your top 6 at your 170. There's been a bit of a shakeup. You know, Brock Connor was 182. He dropped down. You had Timmons. You had Simpson, who dropped down to 60. So, I mean, you've had a little bit of a shakeup there, more than some of the other weights.
As Nuruddin Stats gets his award and climbs down off the podium, we're going to move to the 170-pound match with Carson Kammer in the gold for the Cape Henlopen Vikings and Brock Connor in the royal blue for Caesar Rodney. After the state duel, first match against Central, he went out and hit a couple nice double legs and then started trying headlocks. I said, what were you thinking? He goes, I was feeling myself. I was feeling good.
Yeah, and Connor kind of an old school guy. Shoots straight doubles, cradles, headlocks. Kammer, low singles, likes to work the 2-on-1. Don't call a Russian.
Right.
Defensive. And on the single, looking to finish. He's looking to switch to a double. Elevate.
And he's going to get the first takedown.
Kammer strikes first
2-0 lead.
2-0. Kammer, tough on top from the Mitch Clark School of top wrestling with the legs. A lot of bars, a lot of halves.
And my guess at this weight, you're going to see Hall, number 1, the two-time champ. And if Carson wins this match, he'll probably be the 2. And then who does he get, Lucian or Brock Connor?
That's a good question. Lucian's tough. Lucian wrestled a lot at 182. He's had a good season. He's been up a lot at 82.
Right.
He's a pinner, and he knocked off Novak, who's in the top 6. Connor catches it coming in. Kammer with the half, looking to rotate. Ooh, is it tight, Benny, or not?
Tight up top, not so much down low.
Which is really where you need it. 30 seconds left. Kammer up 2-0. Doesn't get the turn. 25 seconds left. Stretches him back out. Looks like he's going to be content to try and ride him out. 20 seconds left. Now he's got that leg in tight. The high 4. Connor with his head down.
Yeah, he's trying to survive at this point.
Yeah. I mean, in a lot of ways, that high 4 is a great equalizer on a lot of this stuff.
So we're going to move to the second period. About like 3/4 of the way done here tonight, Scott. We still got 82, 95, 220. And our feature match, our Iannone special sandwich match of the night, 285. We're going to see 2 behemoths going out there.
Looks like Connor gets choice. He defers. Kammer's going to take bottom, up 2-0. Yeah, T.J. Burke and Lucas Rupert.
Rupert the full 285. And
Yeah.
probably a little more right now.
Those guys could be in the sauna. So it looks like Brock Connor's going to give them a free release. They're going to go back to their feet. Kammer looking to move him around.
Double leg attempt.
Straight on double. Kammer looking to back out. Doesn't want to get the aforementioned headlock. Another double.
This one gets in a little deeper. Oh, they're going to go slam there. And no hard feelings.
Yeah, no hard feelings. Yeah, these are 2 tough kids. Hey, trust me, the last thing they're going to be bothered by is a slam.
Well, Connor had to learn from a double leg last week.
Yeah.
Where he didn't take it down hard enough.
Yeah. So Kammer in on a low single. Doesn't seem too bothered by the slam, Benny. He's been getting slammed by his older brothers for a while.
3 years, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to cut him here. Nope, throws a leg in. He's up 6-0. Trying to get a turn here, slow the whole thing down a little bit.
Yeah, Probably wise to stay on top because
Yeah.
Connor got in deep on that
Yeah.
last double.
Yeah. Cameron, big on the defensive stuff. He likes guys to kind of get in so he could score on them. Not my favorite thing in the whole world, but he's been really successful at it.
And maybe not that deep next time either, right?
Yeah, it was deep. But Connor with that straight ahead, really power double. Cameron spinning behind, moving really good. Oh, good sequence.
Little high half action.
Little high half action. Goes up 8-1 with 54 seconds left. Gonna cut him, try and get another takedown. That's gonna make it 8-2. Camera with the just kind of powers him over, Benny. Looks like he's got the low wrist. He turns him. He's looking to pick up some points. No backs.
No backs, 10-2 lead on the edge.
10-2 lead. 30 seconds left.
And we're going to get a stalemate. Back to center with 24. He wanted to go again, but
Coach
that or
Mattioni
he's
says
signaling touchdown.
no. Yeah. Camera says he wants to let him up and take him down. Mattioni says, I'm in charge of this operation.
That's right.
You ride him and like it, young man. Ooh.
Half again, roll through.
Yeah. 15 seconds left. I mean, that was a stuff. Looks like Connor's flat on the mat.
Right. I believe it'll be
Connor's choice.
Right. As time runs down here in the second period, 10-2 lead for Carson Kammerer.
Yeah, looks like Connor's choice. What do you take? Neutral.
I got to, he got in deep. He just finished a little hard.
Yeah, and Camera was in the crotch when he finished, so, I don't know. I'd maybe take top, to be honest with you.
Well, he had that option a minute ago and he put him on his feet. So
yeah.
He's going to take bottom.
I don't know about that.
That wouldn't have been my choice.
It wouldn't have been my choice. But, I mean, you got to, you got to roll the dice. You only got a couple choices. Camera's going to either signal a touchdown or or
it's up.
He's up. Yeah, he's looking for takedowns. So that'll make it 10-3. I think Mattioni wants some bonus points. There you go. Oh, that was slick.
On the edge, out of bounds.
Yeah.
Minute 48.
Minute 48 in the third period. Camera up by 7.
We're at Sussex Central High School, folks. Benny Mitchell, Scott Kammerer on Delaware Live Sports.
Camera, number 2 ranked wrestler in the 302 rankings. Was thinking about a throw, but did not do it.
Almost walked into one.
He's got to pop his head to get to 2. Looks like he gets it. That'll push it to 12-3. You might want to play it safe and ride him out.
Right.
Connors. Camera's feeling it though, man. I mean, he didn't come to.
No.
He didn't come to.
He came to win a title.
He came to win a title, man, and he's up by 8. Wow. That might have been the best shot of the season.
That's right.
I mean,
goes up 14-4.
Jeez Louise. And for Connor too, like he didn't have the whole season, so sometimes like late in the season, it's like you have late in the match. It's been a long day, so it's tough. Camera looking maybe for another takedown, cuts him. You got to be careful of the throw.
Yeah.
15-4.
You don't want to run right at somebody, even if you're feeling good.
Yeah. Camera looking to Merkel.
Yeah, boss. Got to watch Peterson.
Peterson under the arms, running the half. I mean, 16-5, 20 seconds left. I will say, Camera came to wrestle, Benny. I mean, he definitely came to wrestle. This could be trouble here with 10 seconds left. Oh, that's tight. Rotates the hips, looking to finish it. Oh, Connor toughs it out. Good job.
Major decision for Carson Kammerer.
Wrestled right up to the end. maybe put a statement on it
Right.
in case they meet in the semis. Good match. Camera senior class president and voted class clown.
That's a combination.
And he's a Henlopen Conference champion.
There you go.
There's an unusual combination
Gets
for you.
his first title here.
That's his first title.
For the Vikings. Then we're going to move to 182 pounds, where we could see next week, Scott, state champ versus state champ. But first, Josh Negron, he's got to get through Greg Long. Negron's a senior, 35-2 for the Sussex Central Gold Knights. Greg Long, 22-2. He's a senior for the Panthers. And we're underway at 190 or 182 pounds. Negron, he's a turning state. Oh, long and early on a takedown. And he goes up 2-0. Negron 105-36 on his career. 35-2 this year. He's the defending state champ. He was fourth at the Beast and a Ray Oliver champion. He plans to continue his wrestling career in college. And then for the Panthers, 91-5 career mark. Scott, Greg Long is a 4.0 GPA, excuse me. He's also a football player. And Scott, you know what he wants to do after high school?
What's he want to do, Benny?
He wants to be an aerospace engineer.
Wow. That's the kind of people I want designing my planes.
That's great, yeah. Well, they have that big pilot, that big program there at Polytech.
So here at 182 pounds, Benny, Travis Reif of Laurel, he's a senior. He placed third. He was over Owen Dixon of Cesar Rodney, 5'2". David DeCampley of Sussex Tech over Sean Atkinson. In the seventh place match, Aiden Young over Jude Dean of Seaford. So that's your top 8 place winners in the Henlopen Conference. And going on to the rankings. At 182 pounds, Justin Griffith, he's looking to be a 4-time finalist as a junior and hope to be a 5-time finalist the following year. He got to wrestle in 8th grade for Sanford School. Josh Negron, who we're looking at here today, he's number 2. He placed at the Beast at 182 pounds. Justin Griffith placed at the Beast at 170. Matt Duarte from Caravel, he's a junior. Hayden Mahoney of DMA, he's a 10th grader at 182. Greg Long, who is a senior in this match, who I hope is designing airplanes for us.
That's right.
And Dave DeCamplia of Sussex Tech.
I tell you what, Greg Long has come in here and not really cared whether he was the Negron's a state champ or not. He went in and got the first takedown and then got it on another shot.
He came to wrestle, man.
Right.
I mean, we saw it in the 70-pound match where, Cameron decided not to play it safe.
Right.
And Long, hey, he's got nothing to lose, Benny.
That's right.
He came out firing. He's up 2-1 right now.
Well, we already know the brackets are all busted up at 152. Why not 182 as well?
Wow.
Takedown by Negron.
As time runs out, takes him down to his
3-2
back.
lead for Negron. That's a grown man takedown there, Scott.
Man, let me tell you, this is where Negron is tough. He's so explosive. He's so strong. Referee Krieger consults and says, I agree. It was 2. I mean, I agree 100%. That was 2.
Long's going to defer the choice. Negron's going to take bottom. 3-2 lead for Josh Negron. Also plays football for the Golden Knights.
I mean, he can play some football.
Mm-hmm. A really good defensive lineman. Was a member of their state championship team 2 years ago, or I guess a year ago.
Long's wrestling though,
He
man.
is.
I mean, he didn't come to lose. This has been a surprise to me,
On the edge. And it'll go out of bounds. No change. Minute 41 on the restart. 3-2 lead for Josh Negron. As a younger brother, Justin wrestles 145 for the Knights. And Negron gets the escape. He's up 4-2. Scott, as always, I want to thank you for your support of Delaware Live Wrestling. Next year, we'll probably be able to do a whole full season together as your son moves on. Oh! It looked like he was going to pancake him over. As you'll have more time on your hands as your son be going to college.
I'm semi-retired.
Right.
You're fully retired.
Fully retired,
But now you work full-time doing this.
Right.
I think being retired means you could choose what you want to do.
Yeah. In the afternoon.
Yeah, after the nap, right?
That's it. Under a minute to go, 7-2 lead for Negron. Trying to get a Henlopen Conference title in his own gym.
Negron's had a great career, though. I mean,
Right.
he really has. He's really represented. He wrestled for Tech, right, too, for 2 years? Or a year?
Yeah, this will be his first conference title because, as we said, no conference championships last year. Wrestled for Tech as a freshman and a sophomore, and then transferred over to Sussex Central. I coached him and his little brother back in elementary school.
Yeah.
So they've been around us a long time. He just kind of like, came upon the scene his sophomore year and made the state finals.
He really blossomed,
Right.
as a sophomore. And junior was pretty dominant. I mean,
Yeah.
last year as a junior was pretty dominant. Who did he wrestle a sophomore year in the finals? The kid from Sally's?
You're really testing my
Yeah, I'm testing it, right? I'm going to have to look it up. If we have any listeners listening that want to put in the chat.
Right. Well, should everything hold to seed and he wins this match, him and Griffith are headed to a state champ versus state champ out next Saturday.
Yeah, they'll be 1-2. Justin Griffith winning the independent 182 earlier today. Negron up 7-2 to end the second period.
When I did rankings, I got to these two. I'm like, man, how do I?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man.
And I just went with Griffith because of the 2 titles as opposed to Negron's 1.
Yeah, and I thought maybe they'd wrestle head-to-head in the Beast.
Right.
And I think there was another tournament where I thought maybe they'd
Griffith
wrestle.
went down to 70 in place of the Beast.
Yeah. And then I thought we were going to see the Agresti-Negron match.
Right.
Which would have been interesting. Agresti the number 1 at 195.
And coming at 195, I'll tell you what, folks, there's going to be a lot of energy in this one between Alex Taylor and Shamar Nelson. These two get after it.
Yeah, and Shamar Nelson and Alex Taylor and Gabe Cannon, for that matter, are very similar.
Yeah, very similar wrestlers. I mean,
yeah.
it's attack, re-attack, re-attack.
It's really, yeah. And
go behind.
They're getting their money's worth.
They look like a couple of 106-pounders out there.
Yeah, they go hard. And Negron's more of a explosive grinder, picks his moments.
Right. Yeah, wrestles with a lot of power on top.
Yeah. His cradle's vicious. He's got a good arm bar. Now, to me, Negron looks like a classic high school wrestler.
Right.
Like, to me, he looks like a state champ.
Right. Oh, high crotch to a double. Finishes hard. Yeah, the difference between his double finish and Connor's was he finished across and hard, as opposed to Connor finishing up and down and hard.
Yeah, and as soon as Connor hesitated,
right,
camera locks through the crotch,
right.
and all of a sudden it's like now you're in the battle.
I tell my young kids all the time, finish across the body.
But Negron paid attention at the hammers.
Right.
He came right across. I had a coach.
I tell you what, he's worked hard. I mean, when he's not playing football, he's wrestling.
Yeah.
All summer, all fall.
And that's what it takes, really, like, to be an average high school wrestler, you can come out and really make it happen. But unless you're super gifted physically, you're not going to get to that elite level. You're not going to place at the Beast, be a state champ.
Stall call on the ground.
I mean, Long's put together, too, though, man. I mean, he's in great shape.
.48 seconds to go here.
Yeah, they're calling blood time. I think his nose is bleeding a little.
And speaking of Negron as a young kid, you're not going to go find a lot of brackets with his name as the winner or a place winner. Kind of at the end of Middletown or at the end of middle school. And, of course, you see the body he's developed into and obviously not afraid to go into the weight room. And he just became, like you said, a great high school wrestler. And wants to continue it. I mean, he's built like pack some more on him, he'll be an outstanding 197-pound college wrestler.
I mean, he looks like a college wrestler in the sense that, you know, he doesn't make a lot of wasted movements. He finishes what he starts. He's good on top, which is unusual, you know, coming out of high school.
JT Davis is who he lost to in the conference and state finals.
I actually watched JT Davis.
Thank you to our viewers for helping us out on that.
Yeah, that was good.
JT Davis at Lehigh now.
Yeah, so I watched JT Davis wrestle Ferrari,
right?
Oklahoma State Lehigh, and then he
Ferrari,
wrestled Luke Stout, who was ranked 20th. And
Ferrari out for the season.
Yeah, Ferrari out for the season. But JT Davis is doing it.
Right.
I mean, he's wrestling on a powerhouse team, on a national team, and he's wrestling, you know, top 20, top 10 guys on a weekly basis. So, you know.
McGroon got with the boot in the back way. Man, he's strong.
That crossface is a crossface, too.
Right.
I mean, that's.
30 seconds to go here in the third period. 9-2 lead for Josh Negron.
Yeah, Negron with a tight waist, takes the wind out of you a little bit, knock the mask off. That's a very 2022 thing when the crossface knocks your mask off.
I also want to thank our fans for. I'll get to this in a second. Something that our fan support has done for us as clock winds down here. And Josh Negron is going to be a conference champion for the Sussex Central Golden Knights with a 9-2 decision over Greg Long. But Greg Long brought it early on.
Man, he did.
So, Scott, we get a call at Delaware Live Sports from an influencer company. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and we asked them, you know, how did you guys find out about us? And they said, man, your wrestling views are crazy high. We just search around. They want us to be an influencer for Flow Wrestling.
Benny, you are an influencer.
Yeah, you think?
You've always been an influencer.
But I mean, that's a credit to our fans.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
They admitted they didn't watch a single match.
Yeah, who cares? They don't care.
They just looked at how many people were watching.
All they care about is the numbers.
That's right.
I mean, we've had a few where we've had more than, you know, big name wrestling college stuff. So, I mean, listen, the wrestling fans in Delaware, right? They like their wrestling. I mean, we're happy to bring it to you. Delaware Live.
I want to thank our wrestling fans, our supporters. You know, it's because of you that we got that type of recognition, and that people are, you know, they see what's going on. And that's only going to help Delaware wrestling, too.
Yeah, and the most important thing is that they go to eat in our restaurants, Benny. Let's be really honest. That's the most important thing.
So we're going to move to 195 pounds. Expect fireworks in this one, folks. Alex Taylor from Cape Henlopen. He's 28-6, 42-10 on the season or on his career. He was an academic all-state wrestler last year, and he's up against Shamar Nelson. And he's a guy the coaches kind of got out from football and made a wrestler. 18-8 this year, 27-11 on his career. He's second-team All-State, academic All-State. So a scholar in the classroom as well, Shamar Nelson and Alex Taylor.
And at 195 pounds, Gabe Cannon of Sussex Central is your third-place winner. He's a sophomore over James Johnson of Laurel in a fall in 2-2-2, which is good luck. Jace Harmon of Sussex Tech, who had a really good tournament. He's your fifth-place winner over Tyler Downward. He won 9-7. That's two of those for him. I think he pinned Downward in the quarters. Khalil Tillman of Woodbridge over Jordan Curry in the 7th, 8th place match.
Scott, I'm having a hard time picking outstanding wrestler. I mean, we've had some
great matches.
Great matches.
And it ain't over.
No, yeah, we still got 3 more to go.
So keep those views up so we can be an influencer.
Yeah, don't go away. We have
go away.
We have a big heavyweight match coming up at 285 between number 1 Lucas Rupert and number 2 TJ Burke of Indian River. They have not met this season. I don't think they've met in 2 years. I don't think they bumped into each other last year.
Chris is looking over here like you're no influencer.
Right.
You should influence the washing machine to be empty. That's what you want to influence. So going through the rankings at 190.
Where did you come up with that from?
I have no idea. So Max Agresti, he's your number 1 at 195 of Salesiano. Cave Cannon, who is here today, who plays third. Alex Taylor's third. Brendan Timmons in Middletown. He's a senior. Brock Rhodes, a freshman from Caravel in the rankings. And Shamar Nelson, he's a senior.
So here we go, 195 pounds. Nelson in the royal blue. Taylor in the silverish kind of rough singlet for the Cape Henlopen Vikings. And like I said, we could see fireworks in this one because these two will get after it. Nelson, his semifinal win, as you call Scott, looked like he was taken down in overtime, and he never gave up on it. Raised his hips and caused Harmon to come off, and he got the takedown on the go behind.
Yeah, and that's just a matter of him keeping wrestling, and that was probably the most exciting match of the semi.
Taylor with a little less trouble. I think he got a major in his over Cannon from Sussex Central.
Yeah, and Alex Taylor third last year at 220 pounds, dropped down to 95, and then for the duels, they weighed him in at 182.
Right. Both guys, heavy hands. I like it.
I mean, Shamar Nelson looks like he could wrestle in college to me,
right.
too. Like, I look at his style and think, and he really wasn't, he's really not a full-time year-round guy, obviously.
Nah, they got him out. They got him out. Player
yeah. I mean, he's another guy, just got some natural ability. And
be careful if he catches your chin out front. He will run that mixer until he gets it. It's got in the hallway.
Let me tell you, him pinning Miller.
Right.
Him pinning Miller in the semifinals iced the match.
Right.
I remember looking at him, man, that's that. That's the end of that.
I tell you, these two are going to get after it.
Yeah, and Taylor is super aggressive. He does not stop shooting. He wrestled Agresti at the Beast. Agresti winning the independent conference at 195 today.
Time runs out as Nelson was looking to go behind.
So they're going to flip the coin.
It's going to go red.
It's like Shamar Nelson's
going to take
down. Doesn't even look at Coach Rigby.
Nah.
I'm going to guess they discussed that beforehand.
Right. Nelson goes in the bottom position. Taylor covers, and we're going to be off and on our way in the second period. Taylor probably would have felt a little more comfortable getting the takedown or two, which is what he usually does.
Yeah, it's better when you go up with that early takedown. Makes life a lot easier.
Nelson tries to Granby without clearing the feet, but he's going to get the escape and go up 1-0. Awkward stance, but he's hard to get to.
He doesn't stop moving his feet.
Right.
Which is really helpful when you're light on your feet, especially when you weigh 195 pounds.
And he's one of those look to down block, go behind guys.
Yeah.
They don't want to fix his headgear later.
Taylor's a high crotch, likes to cut the corner. He'll shoot a double, lift, wrestling on the edge. He presses the action, though. Right. Taylor presses.
Shot by Nelson. He is in deep on this double takedown. He goes in getting some swipes.
Wow. Did he get him?
Yeah, no, he just got the takedown.
He got the one-on-one.
Trying to drag him back in.
So Shamar Nelson goes up 3-0 over Alex Taylor. 53 seconds left in the second period. Looking like, what, headgear, locked hands?
He's calling him for pulling the singlet. I think he's just got his thumb stuck in there. I don't think he pulled it defensively, which is the purpose of the call.
You think Rigby's going to ask him?
Yes, he's going to ask him.
I think he's right. He should. He's saying no.
It's supposed to be where you're pulling it to keep from getting taken down. You get your thumb stuck in there, they're going to stick with it.
One of the more famous non-calls in college wrestling is when Soriano was wrestling Fix and used his headgear to take him down, and I don't think Oklahoma State will ever recover from that.
And he gets the escape to follow it, 3-2.
I guess he's saying that it impeded Taylor from facing him, but.
Oh, another double leg shot by Nelson. It'll go right to his back. Taylor rolls through.
2-1.
All right. So 5-3. I tell you, they're going to throw.
That was a filthy double, man.
I'm waiting to see the kitchen sink come flying out in a minute. These two are letting it go.
I mean, he went right through. I wasn't even sure if that was a takedown at first. That's 2.
And he's going to get a takedown and tie it up.
That ties it up with 4 seconds left in the second period. And Alex Taylor's going to have choice going to the third period. So he looks like he's going to take bottom.
Yeah, I'm sure Nelson's going to – he's either going to attempt a cradle and then cut him.
I mean, Nelson can cradle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cradle and mixer are his 2 big moves from that front head position. He helped seal the Smyrna dual meet with a big cradle on a pin.
What do you think about that optional start that they've been using some? I saw Copes used it.
Yeah. They used it for like a week after it came out on Facebook. They haven't used it since.
Yeah. Parsley probably said,
knock that off.
Enough, man. I mean, if you're going to do the gator and the mixer and stuff like that, I think it kind of works.
Right.
We had a guy in high school that did that all the time, and the refs would always question it, and we had to explain it to him.
Right. Near side, foot knee down the near side. That's all it takes. So 5-5. Nelson is going to I'm probably think we're probably going to see a cradle attempt. Nope, he's just going to push him away. Made me a liar out of me. So 6-5 lead for Alex Taylor. Another shot by
Wow.
Nelson.
What? Holy cow.
And he just keeps the pressure on him.
Oh!
Another shot.
I don't think I've ever seen a hard double like that. That was the hardest double. And that made contact.
Right.
6-5, 1:40. I mean, Shamar Nelson's taking some vicious shots, and Taylor's fighting off every single thing.
I think these two are 1-1 against each other career-wise.
Nelson beat him in a duel last year,
and then
really put it on him.
Right.
And then this year,
Bit him at the beast.
Taylor put it on Nelson. So hasn't been any close matches, I'll tell you that.
And we got one here, 6-5, Taylor.
Cape Henlopen looking for their 4th champion. What do you think, Benny?
Not yet. There it is.
There it is.
Got to put that back.
So Cape Henlopen looking to pick up their 4th champion with a minute left, 8-5. Justin Wright was second.
And
Mikey
we're out of
Frederick,
bounds.
C.J. Fritchman, Carson Kammerer.
8-5 lead for Taylor. They want to keep him down.
In 2014, Cape had 4 champions and didn't win it.
Right.
Aaron Manioni, Austin Smith, Lopez, and Ott. And I think Cesar Rodney won that year.
Right.
They had Parker.
Yeah, you're right. So they came back and won the state title.
Yeah. Cape Henlopen beat him in the regular season duel, and then Ott bumped up and Parker beat him.
Parker went on to wrestle with Ohio, Ott at Navy. Catches the leg this time on his roll through. And a reversal for Nelson. And going to give him the release. 9-7 in on a double. Reattack.
Oh. 15 seconds left. Alex
That
Taylor
wasn't
goes
two.
up
Now it's two.
11-7. What an exciting match.
Right,
You called it, Benny.
We said they would come after it.
And Shamar Nelson tries to roll through. Alex Taylor stuffs it.
And Alex Taylor wins the conference title. Maybe the best match of the night.
Best match of the night so far. Really great match. Big victory for the Cape Henlopen Jr. Alex Taylor. Shamar Nelson wrestled a heck of a match. I mean, he threw it all out there, Benny.
He did.
That double he shot here on coming across.
That's going to
That
move
looked
us
like
to,
Jordan Burroughs' double.
Right. That's going to move us to 220 pounds.
Wow.
Where we're going to see number 1 seed Dalton Deavy, 30-4 on the season. A 98-25 career record headed to George Mason University next year. Cale Howe, a junior, 15-9 on the season. He's a member of that Smyrna Eagle football team.
Yeah, and he had an incredible pin in the quarterfinals.
Right,
Not the
over
semis,
Dyer,
the quarterfinals over 2nd seed Dyer. He lost by fall to Deavy in the semifinals of the D1, where it was a close match, and then Deavy pulled off the pin. So at 220 pounds, Let's keep with the script, Benny. I can't
That's
lose
right.
focus. I'm almost near the end. Josh Dyer comes back and takes his 3rd place for Caesar Rodney. Connor Ridgway of Dover is your 4th place winner at the 220-pound the Henlopen. Connor Bartlett of Polytech is 5th. Cullen Parcell of Lake Forest is 6th. Braden Hearn of Laurel is 7th. And Jeremiah Thompson places 8th for Woodbridge. So at 220 pounds, those are your top 8 in the Henlopen Conference.
Approaching a minute shot on the edge by Davey, and maybe Hal has decided that he's going to wait this weekend to bring his best wrestling.
Let me tell you, man, I was – he threw Dyer.
Right. He is the son of 4-time state champ, undefeated through high school, Kurt Hal.
And let me tell you, Hal, he's got some Greco. I mean, obviously Kurt does.
Right,
but,
we got an Olympic runner-up.
Yeah.
Or Olympic trial runner-up.
So Dolan Deavy's your top-seeded guy at 220 pounds. I mean, he did take a loss to Josh Dyer late in the season, but, head-to-head, he beat Tyler August at DMA.
I was talking to Marvin Dooley last night, and he was talking about, back wrestling with the Howls. And he said one time his dad asked him if he wanted to go to a freestyle Greco tournament. He said, I don't know anything about Greco-Roman. Kurt said, come on over. I'll give you a lesson in the garage, and we'll go to the tournament tomorrow. And they did.
I don't know if I'd take him up on that.
Right.
Get thrown in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
So Connor Bartlett of Polytech is ranked 4th going in. Frank Miller's ranked 5th from Slasianum going into the state tournament. And Cale Howe is ranked 6th coming into this tournament.
And coming back from our last match, Shamar Nelson threw 220 on a loop last week when he pinned Miller, bumped up and pinned Miller. So 220 is probably going to shake up even more after this weekend.
Hey, we like it. That's what keeps the viewers
right.
coming back, man, when there's a shake-up.
Mm-hmm. So Davey has choice. He's going to take bottom. No score here at 220 pounds. And I'm noticing one thing, Scott. Hal's showing more, to me, body language and confidence than in the last match.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks like he
thinks he can win this match.
Yeah, and man, that's 90% of the battle in life, man.
Well, you remember in the duel, he was in a don't get pinned roll kind of, even though it didn't work out that way. And there's the escape for Davey.
Yeah, Davey's really good on his feet. He's got some boot scoot stuff, and he's got some low singles, and Dyer kind of stuffed that when they wrestled. But he's
There's
in
a shot by Davey, gets in low on that ankle.
Actually, this is where Hal got in trouble, where he got cradled up in that situation. He held on too long, and look, he learned his lesson.
That's right.
Let go, bail out, give up the 2, live to fight another day.
Right, 3-0 lead for Davey with 1:22 to go here in the second period. This match up next is the Iannone specialty sandwich match of the night.
And I got to say, he brought us sandwiches after the Caravel Cape Henlopen. They were really good.
Yeah, I mean, put mine in the oven the next day, and it was one of the best I've ever had.
Yeah, those guys can cook. I mean, their sandwiches are good. So if you're upstate and you haven't been there,
Basin Road.
Now, if you're upstate and you go there, don't stop. Keep going.
Right.
DB looking to cradle. Hal fighting it off.
40 seconds to go here in the second. Excuse me for my cough.
Dalton Deavy up 3-0. Trying to hold on for another 30, but it doesn't
gets
work.
Escape. That could be big.
Yeah, Hal gets the escape.
Gets choice next period.
Yeah, Hal's going to have choice. Deavy's looking for another takedown to ice it. Oh.
Trying to shoot back leg.
You could shoot back leg if they're really off back.
Oh!
I'm not sure if that was a throw or
that was, in my opinion,
a slip.
Davey looked like he wanted to kick his foot out from under him, and
Peterson.
Wow, good hips there by Hal.
So
it looked to me like Davey wanted to kick his foot out from underneath him and missed. Big guys don't do that stuff.
So
we're not built that way.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, how are all the commentators heavyweights these days?
I know.
Whether you started that way or not, that's where you end up, right? So, DV up 5-3, third period. This is at 220 pounds, the Henlopen Conference Finals. Kurt Howell in the corner with Aaron Harris.
Kurt 108-0 at Newark High School. He was a Yellow Jacket.
One of the most successful high school wrestlers and coaches.
I have to talk about Kurt about this because his high school program no longer has a program. He went to Clemson. They don't have a program. We don't have to talk about this.
He's a program killer.
Yeah. 5-4.
You were telling me about the match where he wrestled another four-timer, right? Or was that somebody else?
No, it was him. It was Randy Brown. Tech fault him.
That's when you know you had a good high school career if you tech fall at four-timer.
Yeah, Kurt was one of the most dominant wrestlers this state has seen. I tell you, my son went to CR. Kurt was coaching in Smyrna, and there wasn't a time where we were somewhere where he wouldn't help him at an off-season tournament. Yeah. So he's all about the sport of wrestling.
And he's been out of it for a couple of years, and it's good to see him back in the corner. And you wonder
he's done a lot of Team Delaware stuff.
Yeah, you wonder if he's gonna make his way back to the high school ranks here soon.
Minute to go here. 5-4 lead for Deavy. Coach Kurt House wants him to work underhooks, but .35 seconds to go here. Third period, 5-4 lead for Deavy. Hal, the 7th seed. Deavy, the number 1 seed. 25 to go.
Yeah, this 5-4. It's a close match.
And Deavy goes behind.
Yeah, he really needed that takedown and release there.
7-5.
You don't want to be in a close match with Hal at the end when it's possible to throw. You want to try.
And that's it. 7-5 victory for Dalton Deavy, and there you go. Cale Hal closing the gap.
Really did.
Yeah.
Deavy came up big with the victory. That's his first Henlopen Conference title. So Cape Henlopen got 5.
As Bruce Buffer says, it's time for the Ionone Specialty Sandwich match of the night. 285 pounds. Lucas Rupert, 24-4 versus TJ Burke, 30-0. Both are seniors. Scott, let's talk about these guys. Rupert, 73-42 on his career, 24-4 this year. He's a 3-time DWA Academic All-State stater. 2021, he also plays football. And he's headed to Hobart College.
That's right, Hobart.
To play football next year. He was a state finalist last year. Lost to the guy that seemed like he wrestled forever, Kevin Hudson from Cesar Rodney. And TJ Burke.
How unusual is to have a three-time or heavyweight.
And he lost. He was a 4-time
finalist. Yeah.
He's 98-40 on his career, 3-time academic All-State. He was first-team All-State in football. Scott, he is headed to Lehigh next year to be a Mountain Hawk on their football team.
He looks a lot better to me than last year, and Rupert beat him in, I want to say, the quarters at States in a close match. It was an ultimate tiebreaker. So these two have had a history.
And TJ Burke has put on some size. He's hit the weight room. He was he was a guard, and they would put him in the backfield to block, and they would hit him the ball, not for a yard or two. My man would take people down the field with him this year.
Oh, that's what I like to see.
They lost in the semifinals to Laurel, who went on to win the new Class Single A state championship.
So at 285 pounds, Robert Meister of Cesar Rodney placed 3rd. Chichi Yuli of Smyrna is your 4th place winner. Really strange match.
Yeah, lost on a full Nelson in the ultimate rideout.
With like 10 seconds left.
Yeah, wasn't much left.
And Meister had hurt his ankle. That was, and let me tell you, the crowd was into that one.
Oh, the mat was surrounded because they're getting ready to move it for the finals.
Yeah. In the 5th place match, Matt Pusey of Laurel over Diego Santiago of Sussex Tech in a fall in 36 seconds. In 7th place, Shamari Long of Seaford, a junior over Desmond Walker of Delmar.
Here we go, folks, the final bout of the night. 285 pounds. Lucas Rupert in the silver and bluish singlet, and TJ Burke in the green.
Lucas Rupert in the Delaware Live rankings, he's number 1. TJ Burke's number 2 from Indian River. We'll see the matchup of 1 and 2. Cal Denegris of DMA, whose dad Chris wrestled for Dover back in the day in the late 90s. Had a great career. Keyshawn Drumgo, who's been back and forth for Caravel.
Yeah, he plays basketball for Caravel.
Yeah, you told me that story. There's a picture of him in the.
Yeah.
So he's 4th. Bobby Meister, who plays 3rd here from CR, and Theo Kerr of McCain.
Drumgo was the offensive player of the year in Class 2A for the Bucks.
He was a running back, right? Was he a fullback?
Yeah, running back and a linebacker, and a darn good one. And I'll tell you another thing about these two class kids. You know, I just take their picture and they thank me for it. You know, for the broadcast thing.
Yeah, Lucas Rupert's one of the few guys I've seen hug guys before matches.
Right. I don't think we'll see many leg attacks in this match.
You know, want to hear something funny? I saw Rupert for the first time this year do some low singles and stuff, and actually it was shockingly great.
And this is what Burke does. He goes that double underhook and going to get the stall call. Which at 285 is huge, getting into the first period with 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, looking around some of the other qualifiers here, one of the big matches, Tyler August at DMA wins 3-2 over Frank Miller. A battle of
August, I think, is one of the hottest wrestlers coming down the stretch.
I mean, he's red hot.
Both guys pummeling in. 20 seconds to go here in the first period, no score. Rupert does have a stall warning.
So going back, is someone getting a sandwich or someone not getting a sandwich, Benny, on this match?
No, one of them.
I meant one of us.
I mean, if they want one, I'll just talk to Mike about it.
Yeah. No, I meant one of us.
Yeah. I could use one. I didn't eat today. 7 seconds to go here in the first period. Indian River, one of the smaller Southern Division schools. Coached by Jeff Windish.
Longtime coach at Indian River. Does a great job of getting the kids out in a small school. And Laurel went in the South.
Right. We did that match against Lake Forest for the championship. So Rupert's going to go down first. And most of you wrestling followers know this is a big point because if it gets into that ultimate ride-out, the first guy to score
gets
choice.
Yeah, Rupert really needs to get out. He's got to be careful.
If you're Burke, you want to try to ride him for 30 seconds. See if you can ride him for 30 seconds.
Yeah, because you're going to have to eventually, unless there's a takedown.
And just shy of it.
Yeah, these guys are playing chess, not checkers.
Right. Escape for Rupert. He goes up 1-0.
So that's big. And he didn't ride him for 30 either.
Nah, he rode him for about 20.
He might be able to, though. So in heavyweights, that's the coin flip's big.
Right.
Wow. Burke's active.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he transitions nice from an underhook to a double underhook.
Yeah, Rupert's got a circle. I want to say I will say Rupert's had some tough matches this year. And Burke is 30-0. Which you don't see that a lot in Delaware.
No.
I can't remember too many guys in this day and age that come in undefeated just because so many good guys in Delaware wrestle out of state. They wrestle in the Beast. I don't care how good you are. You wrestle in the Beast. It's hard to come out of there without a loss.
That's right. And the other side of it, if you can beat 30 people.
I mean, beating 30 people is no joke.
Right.
Any human beings, you know.
Right.
You know, I saw Max Agresti's like 33 or 34-1.
Right. This is lost in the Beast Finals.
Yeah. "30 seconds left. So Burke's going to have choice in the third. Cape looking to get their 6th conference champion. Indian River looking to get their 1st.
In a while. Burke doing a nice job circling back in, avoids the late stall call. And we're going to take it to the third period.
Indian River's had some really good kids over the years.
Right.
Rain.
Rain would probably be their last conference champion.
McKnight.
I mean, Knight.
Knight.
Tajon Knight.
Tajon Knight.
His little brother wrestled here today, Kyrie.
Kyrie Knight.
Told me after 4th grade he was retired.
Kyrie did?
Yeah, came back in 7th grade, retired again. And now he's a freshman wrestling for the Indians, just like his older brothers.
Hey, nothing wrong with retiring early.
That's right. 2 minutes on the clock, 1-0 lead for Lucas Rupert.
Let's see how long Rupert can ride him for, because he's going to have to ride him for 30 at some point, maybe. He's got to be careful of that stall call.
That's right.
Yeah.
And gets the escape.
10 seconds.
It's tied up at 1-1.
So if there's no takedown, which I don't know.
I think Rupert needs a. I'm sorry. I think Burke needs to push the action either to get
a stall,
a stall or a takedown.
The only thing is that stall wasn't for inaction; it was for fleeing the mat,
backing
right?
out, yeah.
For backing out. So you wonder if, like, if referee
Right.
Sawyer has in his mind for inaction, he's going to call him again.
Right.
But
there's been no lack of action in this match.
nah, I mean,
they're pummeling hard.
Yeah, both guys are really working hard. So I mean, this is a big match.
Approaching a minute to go in the third period, all tied up at 1-1.
Well, Burke might be slowing down a little here. I mean, I felt like he was really pushing the action for the first 4 minutes.
Both wrestlers holding the center of the mat, though.
Man, they are.
Burke gets that underhook.
Oh. Burke's really impressed me. I mean, he really has. I've seen Rupert a lot, obviously, but there's a flea in the mat call.
There's the backing out.
Backing out. Coach Gravier screaming, throw up the underhook.
Well, Burke's won the battle of the ties. He's just not been able to do much with it.
He looks good, though. I mean,
Right.
He's moving good. I mean, I've seen Rupert
Goes to the
pull out a
2-on-1.
lot of matches, and this is one of the tougher matches
Right.
I've seen him in. Hey.
25 seconds to go here in the match. We're in the third period. We're tied up.
So run the fans down at Benny. If there's no takedown, what happens?
So we go to the flip to a 1 minute sudden victory. If nobody scores, we go to the twin 30s where each wrestler will get a chance. And then we go to the ultimate ride out.
You see it going that long?
The way it's going right now, yeah. These guys are stingy. So we move to the sudden victory.
And they've been moving the whole time. It's not like they've been standing around,
No.
you know? I mean, that's a lot of weight to be bench pressing for 6 minutes.
That's right. Each wrestler has a stall call.
So this is sudden death here for the first minute, right?
Right.
So if there's a takedown, it ends it.
Any score. Could be a stall.
Considering both of them have a warning.
All right.
That would be an interesting call.
I don't think you're going to see that call. It'd have to be obvious.
Yeah. We saw a stall call to end
Yes.
a match.
Yes, we did.
What match was that? That was in the set.
It was 220 pound or 195 consolation.
These guys are pummeling hard, man. Wow.
He does take a shot. No, out of bounds, no takedown.
Great call.
Couldn't drag that second foot.
That's a lot of foot to be dragging.
That's right. 36 seconds to go.
The Cape wrestlers are yelling, go. Have to say, excellent camera work here today, Benny. Minimal mistakes as usual.
Right. Melissa Hawkwist and Kristen Mitchell on the cameras.
The best thing is to not be noticed when you're doing camera.
Right. 15 seconds to go.
We also had an excellent IT department pulling us out of the.
At late, yeah. Actually, that was more me.
That was all you. You're the only IT department. I know absolutely nothing about it.
I was sweating. There we go. We're going to the twin 30s.
The security, the cyber security at the Indian River School
Right.
District was strong, kicked us off, even though we had permission.
So Burke's going to go down first. Rupert does control the final ultimate rod tiebreaker, as he'll have choice.
So it goes 30-30, twin 30s, and then after the twin 30s.
Uh-oh. He's having a front head. He's got the one.
Yeah.
That was his. I thought that was his opportunity.
I mean, that would have been a great opportunity
Chase
for
his
Burke.
leg.
Yeah.
Chase that leg, yeah.
So now it's 2-1. If there's no other, well, no matter what, it's going to the next one, unless there's a pin.
Rupert in on a bear hug.
Wow. Is he going to call it? Oh. 5 seconds left in the first of the twin 30s. Then it goes to the second twin 30, where Rupert will be down.
Some fans are a little mistaken on that rule. You can't run them out of bounds to get the call. They have to back out. So here we go.
I don't think those are fans. But
Okay. All right. 30 seconds
like
here.
The Milford, Cape, and Central team. Uh-oh.
And Burke breaks him down. This could be huge. With 20 seconds to go.
That's a problem, Benny.
Stays on the leg, and they go out of bounds. 10 seconds left.
What do you think of that?
If he can hold him down, he's going to be a conference champ.
I will say it takes a while sometimes for Rupert to get up.
Right.
10's a short amount of time. So we'll see what the situation is here. Oh.
Tight waist ankle again.
He's got to get up quick.
Heavy forward pressure.
5 seconds. Oh,
Stays on the leg. And that TJ Burke is going to be your Henlopen Conference champion in the battle of the big guys. 2-1. And he's out in any specialty sandwich match of the night.
So
Scott, go ahead.
Really the storyline to me is Caesar Rodney wins the team title.
With no champions.
With no champion.
Right.
And Cape Henlopen comes in second with 7 finalists and 5 champions.
That's what you call a total team effort. Scott, I'm going to cut the mic. We're going to discuss Outstanding Wrestler. So first off, folks, we have with us Dan. When was the last time, if ever, a team had no champions and won the conference tournament? Talk about a total team effort.
Yeah, we were just talking as coaches. You know, we qualified. Well, we got 13 of our wrestlers, top 6, and a 7th placer. So we got 14 guys that are in contention to